Hi, friend. Welcome back to the Content Systems for Growth podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Dewey, and I'm so glad you're here today. We are officially at the halfway point of the year, and I want to ask you something before we dive in. How are you doing with those January goals? I'm guessing you may be just like me, and it might be somewhere in the middle, not totally off track, but maybe not exactly where you thought you'd be because life happens. Client work happens, summer schedules happen, and somewhere between then and now, those goals you wrote down with so much intention started to collect a little dust. And I want you to know that's okay. That's actually normal. And here's the thing, what you do at the halfway point matters a lot. Today, we're talking about a mid-year reset, not a review, not a report card, a reset. There is a difference, and I'm going to explain why that distinction matters. I've always called it a review in the past, and then it came to me that it's actually a mid-year reset instead. I also want to let you know that I'm revising my mid-year review to be a 90-day mid-year reset kit. And I'll go ahead and put the link down below in the show notes. Okay, let's get into it. I want to start here because I think the word review trips a lot of us up. When you hear mid-year review, something in your brain immediately starts to calculate. You start tallying up what you did and didn't do. You start comparing where you are to where you thought you'd be. And for a lot of women, that turns into a shame spiral pretty fast. That's not what we're doing today. A reset is different. A reset says, here's where I actually am. Here's what actually happened, and here's what I want to do about it in the next 90 days. That's it. No shame, no drama, just clarity. And here's what I've seen with women I work with and myself. Honestly, the ones who take time at mid-year to pause and get honest, they finish the year so much stronger than the ones who just keep pushing through without ever stopping to look up. And so that's what today is. We're looking up. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do before you touch a single goal or make a single plan is tell the truth about the first half of the year. And I mean real truth, not the polished version you share on Instagram, the actual truth. What did you accomplish? What are you genuinely celebrating? And I want you to spend real time here because I think we rush past our wins way too fast. We did things in the first 6 months that deserve acknowledgement. Then, and this is the part most people skip, I want you to look at what you set out to do and didn't finish. Not to beat yourself up, to get clear, because here's what I find happens. We're halfway through the year and we're still dragging around goals from January that either don't fit anymore or honestly were never quite right to begin with. And instead of letting go, we keep them on the list and they sit there, taking up our mental energy without going anywhere. So ask yourself, what goals am I still working towards? What goals have I quietly abandoned but haven't officially let go of? And what goals no longer fit the season I'm actually in? Give yourself permission to answer that honestly. Your January goals were set with January information. You're not that same person you were then. Your business is not either. All right, here's the part some of us might want to skip. Don't skip this. Your numbers are not there to make you feel bad. They are there to help you stop making decisions based on what you're hoping is true and start making decisions based on what is actually true. So I want you to look at a few things financially. Where are you? What did you bring in during the first 6 months? What did you spend? What did you actually pay yourself? And if you have a revenue goal for the year, are you on track? Those numbers tell you something. If you're ahead, that's worth knowing. If you're behind, that's also worth knowing because then you can make a real plan for the second half instead of just hoping that things pick up. Then look at your marketing. What's your website traffic doing? Where is it coming from? What content is actually landing with your audience? And how is your email list growing? What are your open rates telling you? What about your click-through rates? I know this can feel like staring at an ancient scroll sometimes, but here's the thing. When you actually look at this, you start to see patterns. You start to see what's working and more importantly, what's quietly draining your time without giving you anything back. And that's useful information. This is the section I added to the reset last year, and I think it might be the most important one. Before you set any goals For the second half of the year, look at your actual calendar. What's already there? What family season's coming up? What client commitments do you have? Are there launches planned, school schedules, holiday travels? Because here's what I see happening over and over again. Women sit down and plan out this beautiful second half of the year and then plan it for that imaginary version of their life. The one where nothing unexpected ever happens, nobody gets sick, and there's always plenty of time. And then real life shows up and the plan falls apart and they wonder what went wrong. The plan wasn't the problem, the calendar wasn't accounted for. So before you commit to anything for the next 90 days, be honest about your capacity. What are you overcommitting right now? Where are you overcommitted right now? What are you pretending you can fit in that you probably can't? And what needs to be paused, simplified, or handed off? This is not a failure conversation. This is a wide stewardship conversation because when you plan for the life you actually have, you set yourself up for actual follow through. Okay, so now that you've told the truth about the first half and you've looked at your numbers in your calendar, I want you to spend a few minutes reconnecting with where you're actually going, not just the revenue goals or the task list, the bigger picture. What do you want your life and your business to feel like by December 31st? Not just what do you want to have done, but how do you want it to feel? Where do you want to be 90 days from now? And here's the question that I've been sitting with for myself. What would obedience look like in this season? What would it look like to make decisions from wisdom and alignment rather than pressure or comparison? Because I think sometimes we keep chasing goals that were never really ours to begin with, and that mid-year point is a really good time to get quiet and ask, does this still belong to me? Is this still where I'm called? That's worth knowing before you plan another 6 months. All right, here's where I'm going to do a little direction for you. You cannot have 17 priorities for the next 90 days. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. And I say this with love. I want you to choose three priorities that actually matter, that move your business forward, and that fit the life you actually have right now. Not 3 categories with 5 sub goals each, 3 actual priorities. And when you choose them, I want you to ask yourself, if I did these 3 things well for the next 90 days, would I feel like I made real progress? If the answer is yes, you've got the right 3. And this is important. Build your plan around your actual constraints. What might get in the way? What are you going to do with what happens? Because it will happen, and having a plan for the obstacles is what separates the people who follow through from the people who do not. Now, I want to talk about something I added to the Reset Kit this year, and I'm really excited about it, AI prompts. And before you click away, stay with me here, friends. This is not about letting AI run your business. It's about outsourcing your discernment. It's about using it as a thinking partner when your brain has too many tabs open and you need help seeing clearly. Here's what I mean. The Reset Kit includes prompts for every section of the workbook. So after you're done with your reflection, you can paste your answers into a prompt and ask AI to help you find the themes. What pattern does it introduce? What might you be overlooking? And after you look at your numbers, there's a prompt to help you make sense of them without spiraling. There's a prompt to help you clean up your goals when you have too many competing ideas and can't decide what actually matters most. And there's even a faith-centered discernment prompt for those decisions you're not quite sure about. AI is not your coach. It's not the Holy Spirit, but it can be a really helpful thinking partner when you need a little help organizing what's already in your head. And that's what the Reset Kit is designed for. Help you think clearly so you can move forward with confidence. Okay, friends, let's bring this back to the big picture. We're halfway through the year and you have a choice right now. You can keep pushing and hoping the second half sorts itself out, or you can pause, tell the truth, look at your numbers, check your calendar, reconnect with your vision, and choose 3 things that actually deserve your energy. That's the reset. And here's what I want you to remember. This is not about being behind. This is not about shaming yourself for what you didn't do. This is about being a good steward of the second half of the year, of the time you've been given, of the calling you're walking out. Your work matters and it deserves a plan that actually fits your life. Go ahead and grab the 90-minute mid-year reset kit. It's free, it's waiting for you, and it will walk you through everything we talked about today with a guided workbook page and AI prompts that help you think clearly. I'll go ahead and put the link down below in the show notes and you can sign up. If this episode was helpful, I would love you to share it with a friend who might need this reminder right now. Someone who is doing good things but feels a little scattered heading into the second half of the year. Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. I appreciate you, and I hope you make it a wonderful week. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.